in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. And this is your girl, Rachel Hill, the First Lady of Sports. And I got a surprise for y'all today. I got a surprise back in the studios here in the great city of Cleveland, Ohio, right off of near 79th and Kinsman. And we want to welcome back the front man, Eddie Scott, back to the show today. Eddie, we haven't missed you. How you doing, front man?
I'm doing great. I miss you guys as well, man. I'm glad to be back. It's glad to be here in front of Miss Rachel. How you doing, love?
Good. We have missed you.
I missed you more. You know me, took a little hiatus, man. Working vacations, man, like my life real quick for a little second. But I'm back. I'm back in this in full effect. Let's go. Hi, everything, man. Everything been good. So we got a lot to talk about today.
Yeah, we do have a lot to talk about.
We got a lot to catch up to do.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about some of your adventures. Now, I know you had a chance to leave the country and go to Jamaica. So what was that like?
Have you never been? First of all, let me start with this. Jamaicans can drive here very well in the States, and I understand why. They can't drive in their own country because it's so tight.
Yeah.
I mean, the streets are about as wide as my hallway.
Really?
Oh, my goodness. And, I mean, they be driving like, they got like 4-lane streets. They be whipping. It was kind of impressive, but scary at the same time. And, you know, a lot of stuff is on cliffs and hills, and you be like, look over, and you be like, oh, Lord, please let me make it.
Oh, my God.
It's that close. But overall, man, I swear, man, the ocean was so clear. Mm-hmm. It was so clear that I had these fish swimming next to me, and I couldn't even see them.
Really?
Because they were like, the fish were like the same color as the ocean, very clear.
Yeah.
And put on like a snorkeling gear, looked in, and they were literally standing right, like literally swimming next to me. Had no idea. Like, it's so clear. Sands were so white.
Yeah. Like, and you can see your feet at the bottom. Those are the type of beaches I like going to. You know, I'm like, you never catch me swimming in Edgewater, like, ever, because I'm like, I don't do brown water. I only do water in which, it's crystal clear and I can see my feet and stuff like that.
Clear,
so.
I mean, crystal clear. Like, I don't care what part of the ocean you were at. You were very clear. You could see all the way down. And it was, like I said, it was really nice. I went cliff jumping. I actually jumped off a cliff.
You did?
I did.
That's something that I've always wanted to do, is cliff jumping.
Yeah, I was scared.
You was? Well, how high was
so
the cliff?
They had three different ones. They had
Don't tell me you went off the baby.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm a grown man. I have no shame in my game. Yes, I did. I went off the smallest one they got. Man,
oh no!
Listen,
oh no!
They had one that was like jumping off the waterfall, and I'm like, "Who about to do that?"
Me?
Not that.
That's the one I'd be doing.
I'm not jumping off the waterfall. Like, yes, I love my life. So I'm like, so embarrassing story. So I look at that one like, yeah, I ain't doing that one. So then we get to another one. The other one is about from the water to about 25, 30 feet up.
That's nothing.
I'm like, yeah, I ain't doing that one. And this little kid, couldn't have been older than like 5 years old, man. He just went. I'm not so defeated. I'm like, why can't you see? My thing was this: if they would have just let me run and jump in, I probably would have did it. He was like, look over. And I looked over and I said, oh no, absolutely. Listen, no. So I went down. This the other one about 10, 15 feet off the ground. I did that one.
You said the little 5-year-old was like,
he just ran. He ran right past me. Dude couldn't even stop him. Like, what? And he just jumped in. I'm like this guy here. Like, yeah, you can tell they were from like I think they were from somewhere in Africa.
Oh, really?
You can tell. And that little dude didn't care about nothing. He just jumped. And I'm like, oh,
Well, it depends on what part of Africa, because I think, there's so many different versions that people give you of Africa, or this is like Africa is a regular country like the United States. And, they always want to show the impoverished areas, but there are a lot of areas, where people have a lot of money. So, it depends. Now, if you from the bush areas and you amongst lions, tigers, and bears, you ain't scared of nothing. That's an afternoon's work for you.
He clearly was from that, because when I tell you, I'm looking over like, hold on. Oh, wait a minute. I'm like, hold on, bro. He was like, we're gonna just push you. I said, this will be the last person you're gonna ever push. I told him straight up, I'll be the last person you ever push. I'm just keep looking like, no, I'm just go ahead and go down. And that little kid just ran right past me and just. I like, what the?
I would have been like, what's your highest one? That's the one I want to go off of.
Right, so you've been a bad one to go off that highest one. That one was super. I mean, and it's literally, you have to jump outward because you're literally on top of the waterfall to jump in that one.
Yeah,
that was never. Listen, I ain't have to be afraid of heights. I wasn't gonna do that. But the great part was I like roller coasters.
Yeah,
I love roller coasters. I would go skydiving.
Really? I'm not skydiving. Oh, no. And then, I stopped being able to ride roller coasters in my 30s because I would get motion sick. So I used to be all about roller coasters. I'm like, don't come to see the point of me if you ain't ride roller coasters, because that's all we doing all day. We ain't riding no other rides. We just on roller coasters all day. And now I can't ride roller coasters because I get motion sick. So unfortunately, and then, after watching a couple Final Destination movies, especially the one with the roller coaster one, I'm like, yeah, man. So I'm like, I've seen this before. I don't like how this came out. So, I kind of got away from roller coasters. And it was funny because I was out of town this weekend myself, going down to Cincinnati and Columbus. And we rode past Kings Island, in Cincinnati. And I'm like, man, what I wouldn't give to be able to get on another roller coaster again. But I'm that type of person. I don't really like heights that much. But like when it comes to like water or something like that, jumping off a diving board, I'm just about that.
You know what? I can jump off a diving board. I have no fear of jumping off a diving board. I don't know what guy, like, because normally in the diving board you just run, jump on, and go. Mm-hmm. Like when he told, when he told me to look down, like all the fear in the world just came over me. Like, yeah, bro, like it ain't happening. Like, yeah, that is not happening. And I went tube rafting. I guess you would call it. I don't know what you call it, but we went tube rafting, and that was fun. Like we went down these like white water rafts on this tube and almost flipped over.
Oh really?
Yeah. And the same little kid who jumped on the cliff.
Oh really?
This dude just going past you too. This dude, man, I'm like, this dude is out, man. Childlike fear, bro. I love it, man. He was fearless. He just jumped in the water like, I'm like, dude can't even swim. He just jumped in.
Oh really?
Yeah.
They said he couldn't swim.
Man, I'm like, grab him. He can't swim. I'm like, I like that stuff, but I'll grab him. And he was like, Mom, I'm going. Like, I'm like, this kid here is fearless. Like,
he had a life vest on, so you know.
Life vest. I've seen people drive a life vest. He wanted to live his life to the fullest. And I'm like, dude, you're like 4.5. He was living it up. I loved it. I loved every bit of it. But yeah, man, Jamaica was so beautiful, man. Food was amazing.
Good.
I'm not gonna lie. I got some barbecue from there. I don't know what I was eating. I ain't gonna lie. It may not have been ribs, but it was good.
What wasn't happening?
It was good though. I'll tell you that, man. This barbecue. We gonna just say ribs because I'm hoping that's what it was.
Yeah.
This barbecue ribs that I ate, bro, like they smacked. Like it was delicious.
It could have been something else, but it don't even matter, huh?
Yeah, we gonna just pray that it was real.
It could have been like liver or something like that.
It could have been everything else but that, but it was good.
So you never got the full description of what it actually was?
No, I didn't. I said, man, that smelled real good. So you want something? I said, yeah, I wasn't mad.
Y'all was out on the street or something?
Oh yeah, we was kicking it, man.
Yeah,
like, let me get some. So, and they're on their beaches. Their beaches is like a lot of it's like touristy, like it's like really touristy. So we have like vendors there and all that, like trying to sell you stuff like T-shirts that you would never buy if you was here in America. You'd be like, man, come on, man, I ain't buying that. But people are buying this stuff for like, $20 for this raggedy shirt that just says Jamaica on there, and it's just R doing. $20, sure. You know what I'm saying? Like nah, bro, nah. And then I will say like they had like their certain stores like right down on the block. It's like it was dope though. It was a good experience. If you never experienced, I would say experience at least once. Like just go.
How many of y'all went?
It was 10 of us.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was 10 of us. It was probably, like I said, it was probably a lot more, but a lot of people backed off. But that's fine. We still had a great time.
Yeah, sounds like it. I wish you had told me. I would have tried to go.
So we're gonna plan another one now. I got Aruba in mind, so that might be one. Or first of all, I'm gonna do probably a cruise with my little ones, and then I may not go with the same group of people because I was like, I ain't gonna lie, I was doing my own thing, but I'm gonna go
really?
Oh man, I was. People like, where you go? I was here. I was there. You know.
Well, like they say you can't travel with everybody.
Yeah.
So was it like y'all didn't have like the same kicking it styles or something like that?
Yeah. So for me, I'm not and there's no knock on them, but it's like I'm not a big smoker. I'm not a smoker at all. So, and I don't really drink. So, like every 2 seconds you gotta break off to go smoke. It's like, I ain't for that, bro. Like I'm trying to have a good time. Like I'm like that's y'all. Like y'all smoke. Like I understand, but that's not me. Like I love
you want to enjoy your vacation.
My vacation. Like I don't mind. Like okay, y'all do y'all thing here and there, but like like it was a constant. It was like I'm kicking it without y'all. Y'all have a good time. Y'all go ahead. By the time y'all come back, I'll be somewhere else. Like and it was like I said, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed every second of it, man. Every second of it. Good food. Now, I will say, I had their jerk chicken. And maybe it's just me, but it wasn't as good as the ones here. I'm sorry, I love to be like, man, this authentic Jamaican food there. And I'm like, yo, I have authentic Jamaican friends, and that guy on 71st in Harvard was way better than this guy right here. Like, this food here wasn't that good. It was kind of dry. And I told him, like, man, I got a guy on Harvard that cooked way better than this. He's like, what? I said,
what's Harvard?
Yeah, like, where that's at? I was like, man, over in the States, man, like, my dude, this is dry, bro. Like, I can, this like eating dust. Like, this was dry. Even the rice was dry. I was like, I'm good, bro. Like, here, man, I already paid for it. I ain't about to, like.
So was it cheaper over there? Food is cheaper?
Yeah. Food was a lot cheaper. Now, I will say this, though. They're beef patties, and they're like, they do this, like, Caribbean jerk chicken patty thing. They got them here, too, but, I mean, now that was totally better than here. But the food was a lot cheaper, and they do this. We don't just say lemonade juice drink there. It's like I don't know what's it is. They just call it punch, but it looked like lemonade, and it was delicious. It was good.
Okay.
So, yeah, man. Yeah. So if you ever want to go traveling. Rachel, you already know, man. Anytime you want to travel, just let me know. We going. I will go anywhere. So tell me so I can take a vacation. I don't mind taking a vacation any day of the week.
Yeah, it's funny because my sister and her family just got back from Jamaica too. So they had went at the end of June because her husband is Jamaican. So he turned 40, so they wanted to have him wake up in his native homeland, on his birthday. So they had a great time too. So they were just in Jamaica. So I'm like, everybody going to Jamaica?
Yeah, man. This is the time. It's hot. It's hot. Yeah. Oh, it's hot. I thought it was hot here. It's hot.
Really?
Like, yeah. Like, I was like, I mean, take extra clothes just because you're gonna sweat. Like it was so hot. But like I said, that water was so cool. And it's the hospitality is totally different. They are so hospitable, and it was like you don't see that much anymore. But they were really hospitable. Like it was really like helpful. Like it wasn't you asked for something. It wasn't attitudes. It was just like, oh yeah, sure, yeah. Look, we go over here. We got this over here, this over there, And it was like like for them to be such a poor country, it was different. Like, like you think with us being like more like having a little more than them, that we'll be better equipped to be nice, and we're not compared to that. Like I seen it was different. Like it was a lot of love down there. So
we're gonna take a break because we got some breaking news. So when we come back, we're gonna talk a little baseball. Looks like Josh Bell is gonna be leaving the Guardians, headed to the Marlins. So when we come back, we're gonna talk about that. So this is Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. We'll be right back.
The Gospel Music Historical Society presents Cleveland.
What you say?
Then send it to my phone.
You just got it too?
Sunday, August 6th at the Cleveland Marriott East, 26300 Harvard Avenue in Warrensville Heights. Doors open at 4 p.m. and dinner starts at 5. This glorious
I don't know. I wasn't really listening.
is where you want to be, celebrating and honoring the best of the best of Cleveland
it's
gospel
what they
music.
say.
Author and hot take
The one that
newsinger
Marshall was
Jasmine
with.
Bailey is your host for this all-white affair, complete with food, fellowship, fantastic music, and of course, the award. You voted, and the results are in for the categories.
It's
of
funny because
Male
I
and
just saw your
Female of the Year.
I just replied. Are you coming today? Because I saw I didn't reply yesterday, so sorry about that. It's been a lot going on.
With nominees,
100%,
Blessed
you're 100%
Missionary Baptist Church for Thank You, Faith Hairston and the Chosen Vessels for Blessed in My Storm, Linda Williams for Heaven,
Yeah, I'm like, as soon as they got that first baseman, I'm like, what's going on with that?
Yeah, they tanking. Because you got rid of a dominant pitcher
Sensational Things for Fellow Man,
for a first baseman. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, because they got that first baseman the other day for Aaron Savali. So I was like, what's going on? Because you already got him and Josh Naylor. So, and he had been hitting lately, though, so that helped increase his value. But
53, 54. 54.
What you mean?
53 wins, 54 losses.
Who else? Yeah, we were just at 500 before we lost. So what you call it?
And the late Reverend Earl Preston. For more information, visit www.gmhs1.org. That's www.gmhs1.org or call 216-513-4668.
See, I don't understand the point of tanking in baseball.
I don't know, but they're still in it for the division, though.
Yeah. I understand like basketball, football,
Sunday, August 6th,
baseball, because most of your prospects go to
this message is brought
AAA and all
by
that
the
stuff. They don't
Gospel
come
Music
straight to
Historical Society and
MLB,
95.9
the
FM,
majors,
WOVU,
you know?
Our Voices
Yeah, so this
United,
is interesting.
Burtonville Car Community Radio.
Welcome back to Her in the Huddle with Rachel Hill, the First Lady of Sports.
All right, welcome back to Her in the Huddle on WOVU at 95.9 FM. This is your girl, Rachel Hill, the First Lady of Sports. Make sure you always keep it locked right here on your regular radio dial at 95.9 FM. You can download the WOVU app and you can listen to us on the go. You can also listen online at WOVU.org as well. And then you can always contact the station with any questions, comments, concerns at 216-271-0959. And it looks like we got Brandy with us today. What's up, Brandy? How you doing?
Hey guys, I'm good. How are you guys?
Oh, I guess it helped if I turned on your microphone. How you doing, Brandy?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. How you doing? We got Eddie back with us.
Hey, look at that.
What's up, B? How you been, girl?
I'm pretty good.
I was trying to say goddess. My bad. I'm sorry. How you doing, goddess? No, you would never
especially with Mike.
Mike, you would never let that down. Because Mike, boy.
Might be like, where Brandy at? I'm like, it's Monday. She ain't on Monday. She
Where's the goddess? Yes,
Hey, MC, I don't got my glasses on, so it looks like RMCBRBGB. I'm not sure if that's George or not. And we are doing well. Thank you for asking. Hey, Jay, what's up? Jay with the fire symbols and the muscle symbols as well. So just right before we went to break, Brandy, we got notification. Me and Eddie, I'm not sure if you got the notification as well, but Josh Bell's time with the Cleveland Guardians has been very short, and it looks like he is going off to the Marlins. So, real time reaction, you guys. What is your thoughts on what the Cleveland Guardians are doing with their roster right now? Especially with first base, you traded Aaron Savale, and you got this kid Kyle Marzado, I want to say. You got him for first base when you already had Josh Bell, you already had Josh Naylor. So I'm not sure what you guys are thinking about these moves. And this is a team that's still right now possibly locked in for first place. And, there's a division race between us and the Minnesota Twins. It's almost anybody's division at this point. But what are your thoughts about some of these moves that are taking place and where we're at right now? And Eddie, I'll take you first.
Outside looking in, like you're trying to tank, but at the same time, they can know some inside stuff that we don't know. Like, people don't want to be here, or counters to the locker room. So there's a lot of things that they can know on the inside that we don't know on the outside. But on the outside looking in, it looks like you're giving up on the season, and I'm like, you're in a race. Like, you can win this, you can win the division. And granted, our division isn't that strong, but you can still win the division. But yeah, so in my eyes, it's a possibility of you're trying to tank. And I don't know what you get out of it, but I don't know what you're getting out of tanking. So,
Brady, what about you? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with Eddie. We're right there to win the division. So I don't really know what's going on. I'm kind of surprised by the moves that they've made. I think people were waiting for moves, but I don't think this was exactly what they needed. Already heard. I think the one person that we did need right now is Aaron Savali, and being so close to win the division. So, kind of surprised about that. And then to get, a prospect first baseman in return is, kind of confusing why they would have went for that. And then I don't know, Josh Bell, I feel like was just starting to find his footing here. So it kind of seems like he's gone too soon for me.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that we were talking about. His bat has just came alive, and he's kind of just started contributing offensively for this team. A couple of home runs, some RBIs, and stuff like that. So I'm wondering if this was something that they recognized very early, we're going to get rid of him, but we want him to get some trade value. So they traded him as soon as he got hot. So they got a little bit of value for him, because yesterday we talked about this. We talked about, you have a pitching staff where 3 of your 4 starters are hurt, and Shane Bieber, Cal Quantrell, and Tristan McKenzie, and then you had Aaron Savali left, and then you get rid of Aaron Savali. So I'm trying to I'm trying to understand, what are y'all doing as a baseball team? Because I'm like, you can't possibly be trying to mail it in at the point where you're in a division race. And yes, this division is historically bad. You can get hot, and it's anybody's ball game come October. Obviously we look at if the Guardians were to make it to the playoffs, they wouldn't be, anybody's, pick for the World Series or to be a World Series winner or anything like that. But you have a team that's right in the thick of things. So I guess I'm trying to understand, where they're coming from with this. They weren't going to pay Ahmed Rosario. So that's one of the reasons why I can foresee him being gone. Also bringing in this first baseman, because they're probably not going to pay Josh Naylor, who, has a single, year contract for this season. And, he's kind of bet on himself. Yes, he did not make the All-Star game, but he should have been an All-Star for, having some historic performances and everything that he's doing offensively for this team, because as his bat goes, we're going. So, he's one of the bright spots that you have offensively in this lineup, but you're not going to pay him. So let's be real, and he's going to be gone at the end of the season. So I think that's why you had to do something out of first. You weren't getting anything out of the big name free agent that you signed. So, why not bring another prospect in here because we're probably going to lose Josh Naylor at the end of the season to another team. So I don't really know, what this team is doing. I know last night Noah Syndergaard came out and pitched a gem until the moment he got hit in the leg, and then he pretty much came out and it kind of fell apart. Eli Morgan giving up that 3-run home run because they were winning in Houston, which Houston isn't the Houston this season that they typically have been in the past. I think that they're still in third place out there in the AL West. So this isn't the typical, vaunted, Houston Astros. So, they were on solid footing to, have a win last night after some quality pitching, but it all kind of fell apart after you went out. And your bullpen, which has kind of been struggling, gave up a couple walks and loaded the bases, and you had the 3-run shot. So, that they're in last game. And then, you got bases loaded in the 9th inning and you couldn't do anything with that. So, unfortunately, they lost the game. But, it's just interesting, to see these moves. And Chris Antonetti spoke while we were on air. But it's just kind of interesting to see these moves coming from a team that's in the thick of a playoff race. What are they actually trying to attempt to do at this point? Are you still attempting to try to make the moves for the playoffs? Or are you recognizing that, this isn't your year and you need to start preparing for what's next in the future?
That's what I think. I think they're recognizing as prepare for next year or year before or year after that. I don't see that you're preparing for wins this year, like with those trades. Like, I'm not saying I'm ready to win. You know what I'm saying? Like, and maybe I'm wrong, but this is to me, in my opinion, that is you're not looking to win right now. You're looking to win in the future with prospects. So yeah, they're kind of mind blowing and mind boggling that you will make these trades, but.
Yeah, so it looks like we get an infielder with Gene Segura and infield prospect Khalil Watson. So it sounds like he might be black. Sounds like he might be an MLB bro. So, could, be another black person on the roster here, which would be awesome for diversity in baseball. But, this team is kind of inexplicable. Tito got a little bit mad at a reporter because he gave him a little pushback about what he would have did in that situation yesterday about trying to get base runners and stuff like that. And he got a little testy with Zach Meisel of The Athletic. But I'm like, anybody who's ever interviewed Terry Francona, they know that that's nothing new, getting a little pushback, especially when you're not asking a softball question, and asking him to actually be accountable for a baseball decision. He doesn't really like that. So, he's getting a little testy. So I wouldn't say the Guardians are falling apart, but I think, right now we're just trying to understand what's going on. And there was a little bit of a bright spot because I'm not sure if you guys caught the game actually yesterday. But Gabriel Arias, so who they acquired back from the minor leagues for Amet Rosario, had a 3-hit game. So that was his first one ever in his career. So, he was important to what they were doing offensively early. So, that's something that is a gamble that you want to pay off. And it looks like it was paying off offensively. Can't really say so much defensively, but, Amet Rosario, because I don't know if we got into it on the show one day, but I kind of had it noted to talk about him because defensively he wasn't one of the highest rated shortstops. So that's another reason why they decided to. We don't
give him no more softballs. Let's be honest with the people. He was playing like trash defensively.
Yeah, but he started to get hot offensively. So he had a little bit of value getting out of here. Yeah. So but this is the future that they're gambling it on, some of their prospects and stuff like that. And right now, we're going to get into it when we come back. But this pitching staff, what is going on with this pitching staff? So last year was a season of 14 rookies coming up and being impactful. I think the hope is for some of these rookie pitchers to come up and be impactful as well. So we're going to talk about that when we come back. We're going to get into a little bit of football because you got the Hall of Fame game on Thursday coming up. So football is here, you guys. It's like we're like 2 days away from the Hall of Fame game. So we're in there like swimwear. So different conversations that we're going to be having in the next few weeks. So we're going to take a break really quickly. You're listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. We'll be right back.
celebration with inspiration. We want you and all your people to get ready to shout and praise with the gospel travelers.
He said this is August 1st, and we're giving up on the season. It's George.
They gave up on the season. We didn't give up on the season. We asking questions, George. Like, we wondering why.
He said the girls side did the same play back a while ago, trailing only half a game. They went fire sale and ended up south.
Like, yeah, this is ridiculous. I'm asking the same question. Like, what was the point? Y'all should have did this at the beginning of the season. Don't give our hopes up like y'all. They look think y'all trying to win, then y'all get halfway through the season, y'all start making these dumb trades.
Yeah. Well, one of the things you missed, I was diagnosed with colon cancer. So, but the good thing is they caught it very early. So I was just speaking with my oncologist today. So I just have to have surgery. So no chemo, no radiation, no nothing like that. So, I got some of the best news that you could possibly get.
They caught it early, so that's
yeah.
Still sucks.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, still sucks, but I got really good news today. So,
we need from you guys.
No, thank you. I appreciate that.
In the house of the Lord, as we shake the walls in celebration at New Bethlehem Missionary Baptist Church, September 24th at 6 p.m. For more information, call 216-835-4344. This message is brought to you by the Gospel Travelers and WOPU 95.9 FM, All Voices United, Burtonville Park Community Radio.
I ain't still watching season 1, so I started watching like season 2 or 3.
For every just one mile to your next ace on the court, when you have a sports-related injury, Cleveland Clinic is here for them all. For our Cavaliers, our Guardians, and athletes at all levels, our team helps keep you in the game. As the best orthopedic care in Ohio, we offer expert diagnosis, customized sports therapies, and game-changing surgeries for every athlete, for every care in the world. Schedule your care today at clevelandclinic.org/access.
This message was brought to you by the Cleveland Clinic and WOVU 95.9 FM, a Burton Bell Carr community radio station.
Welcome back to Her in the Huddle with Rachel Hill, the First Lady of Sports.
All right, welcome back to Her in the Huddle, WOVU and 95.9 FM. And one of the things that we were just talking about going into break was about some of the moves that the Cleveland Guardians are doing. Recently, they just traded Josh Bell and acquired Gene Segura, infielder, and infield prospect Khalil Watson. So 2 new members coming into the Cleveland Guardians locked clubhouse. So I'm a little stunned by that trade. I thought that they would at least want Josh Bell to finish out the season, but I guess they said no. Earlier they showed that they weren't afraid to make some big moves, and one was getting rid of veteran catcher Mike Zunino for Bo Naylor and Cam Gallagher to see what you could get out of that position, because you weren't getting anything defensively, and a lot of runners are trying Bo Naylor as well, and he's not really getting them out. Right. But you have to think with more experience, that aspect is going to start to get better, because there were a couple stolen bases in yesterday's game too, and we know Jose Altuve is going to try to steal bases, so that's something that the Guardians should have been a little bit more locked on, and there's obviously a lot of film out on Jose Altuve, so I think that they should have been more ready for that. But all these runners are going to get out here and test all of these catchers' arms, not just, Cleveland Guardians, but, with the advent of the bases being a little bit more bigger, you're having record-setting steals this season. So, this is part of an offensive strategy for teams. They're going to go against your defense, but the Guardians have proved that, they're not afraid to make some moves to better their team. So, I'm just trying to understand right now what's going on, but I still think that this team team is still going to be competitive, even with the starting pitcher that's not, so great. Well, it's not great, but
it's not great. don't backtalk.
You're still getting some wins though. So that's important, even though, you're out three of your starters.
This starting pitcher, these starting pitchers we have right now. Mind you,
well, they're all young.
We are out three of our veterans, so we'll give you that, and I'll give you that young, but they ain't good.
And then you trade the fourth.
Yeah, you trade.
So you willing to push all your chips in on your farm system.
Yeah.
So one of the things is that we know is that the Cleveland Guardians is a farm system for every other team in the league. So they're willing to pick up in Guardians players, but now you're kind of watching it in real time as well. So I'm just, I don't really know about this team right now, but, they could easily go into Houston and pick up some win. They can win tonight. Gavin Williams is on the mound and he's 1-2.
I'm about to say he's 1-2 right now. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. You're 100% right that they can win, but anybody on the field can win. Are they going to win? I don't think it's going to happen. I don't believe. I don't think they're trying. I don't think and I hate to say this because when you're a professional, man, you want you don't put everybody in on the play like you're trying to tank, but I don't see your drive right now. Like I don't see the drive of trying to win. I don't see the drive of trying to finish out the division at the top of the division. And like you say, yeah, it's a historically a record that we are the worst division in MLB history. But with that being said, surprise the world. Like why not? Why not win to surprise them? Like get to the playoffs and possibly surprise everybody. But you're not trying, and that's what makes me. That's what irritates me with them. Like it's like you're dangling a little carrot in front of us to get us happy for a little bit, and you take it away. And people are starting to see this, and it's starting to look bad for us as fans.
Well, the thing is this team good enough to win? So that's the thing. They're making all these moves, and I don't think they are either. Brady, do you think this team is good enough to win?
I don't think so. It's hard, especially having three starting pitchers that aren't able to play. And I think, pitchers are able to keep you in the game, keep the score low, so you're able to get runs and, get more scores than them. So I think, unfortunately with that, it's not possible.
Well, that goes to show the weakness of the division, because if you're in another division, you're at the bottom. You're in last place. You've lost the most amount of games and stuff like that. But with this division, you're still right there, and possibly you're a game out of leading the division.
Yeah. And the bad part about it is that's how like you said, that's how you can tell how bad this division is. But on top of that though, one thing you just said though, is can we win? And like you said, I don't think if we all agree that we don't think that they can. But like you said, the bad part about it is it's so bad that they will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they're at 53-54, and the Twins are at 54-53. Mm-hmm. So, they're right there. The Detroit Tigers are 6.5 games out of first place. So, they're right there. And if the Twins stumble, the Guardians could be it, right. But they haven't won, because it's like the Guardians, if they get hot at any time. But, we have to be realistic. The longest winning streak that they've had this season is 4 games. So, that's what getting hot is, 4 games and a sweep, plus 1. Then I guess I'll take that. But, right now, this we are known for having one of the best, front offices in all of baseball. So, it's going to be interesting to kind of see what this front office comes up with from the position that they're in and where they're at right now in the standings.
My hope is that they do make me look bad. I really do hope that the Guardians make me look bad. I will bet every paycheck I get for the next year that they won't, but I hope they do. I really do hope that they make me look bad and make me eat my words, and that I would be glad to eat them. But I don't see it happening. I don't see them. They may make the playoffs because of how bad our division is. They may make the playoffs, but don't get happy because they made it. Don't.
So I did see that Josh Naylor scratched from the lineup tonight with right side tightness, and they just announced that they're going to be immediately releasing Gene Segura.
Yeah, I just got that notification too.
So back to the take of the season. so like what plan? Sound like I was right about that one. Come on, man. It's like wow. Like what was the point then?
They said 10 minutes later, here you go.
Yeah, like what was the point? See, it was like okay, all right. So any other news? Any other news? Yeah, like come on, man.
Yeah, well, I guess it kind of helped that we picked up a first baseman because he can go ahead and play tonight. I think, they just needed him to go through with his physical, so I think he's good to go for tonight because you don't have anybody at first base. So, yeah, okay. So
Fry is going to play at first base.
What'd you say, Brandon?
Fry is going to play at first base tonight.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Well, and then
Gallagher will be catching.
Who's going to be catching Gallagher?
Yep.
Okay, I wonder what's up with Bo Naylor.
But
I think that they're splitting them and not giving Bo Naylor every day. I think that's just to break up the monotony a little bit. So he hasn't been everyday catcher just yet, but eventually he will be. I think Gallagher is there to show him the ropes and stuff like that. So I guess, it's, a little shocking all this is going down right now, but I guess it really isn't shocking because you're supposed to do whatever you can possibly do to make your team better. And I think that's a good point, Eddie. I'm still not sure if they're trying to take on this season because they're in the middle of the division race. Like who really does that though? You know what I'm saying?
The Guardians. we ain't got things like, they see the same thing. The front office see the same thing we're seeing right now. They see that, hey, we get the playoffs, it's just a waste of time. We're not going to beat nobody in the playoffs.
So we just got a notification. Says day 151 is saying Mike loves Brandy. I told you. And that's in capital letters. And he also says for the first time in 3 years, the Cubs weren't sellers. So, so Mike, what do you think this means for the Guardians? If you can type that in, George also would love your perspective as well too. But the Guardians, it's up to them now what they're going to do. These players, do they have enough? Do they want to take the division? And if you take the division, can you really make some noise? Because now we're coming on the second half of the season. There's no more saying, okay, well, it's April, it's May. Here we are right here, and you have 2 months left of the season.
Well, Brandy, listen. Give that man a chance. Go ahead. That right here. Mike is on it.
Mike said, why did they do his boy Josh like that? So, which Josh?
The point. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, Mike says the division is theirs to lose. He doesn't believe in Minnesota to be real.
No, I don't believe none of them to be real.
Yeah,
somebody has to win the division.
Yeah,
it's have to happen. It's baseball, so somebody have to win.
Mm-hmm.
Why not be us? But really, like anybody win this division, I don't care who it is. They're not gonna do nothing in the playoffs. I don't see not one person. It could be the Guardians, Detroit, Minnesota. It don't matter who it is.
Yeah,
they're not going to do nothing in what's they win. They're going to get to the playoffs and lose. So it doesn't really matter. And that's why I think the Guardians realize, like, hey, we're going to focus more on next year. Let's start building for next year. This way, when next year comes, we not only in the thick of things, we're already prepared. So we already made the trades we need to make. Now we can build up everything we need to build up and go ahead forth from there. So that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, and Mike also said Josh Bell was a playoff piece that they couldn't miss. So, his leadership, his bat was getting hot at the right time. He was there offensively. Yeah. You don't have to do too much at first base except for be flexible and know how to stretch.
Well, what you said, one thing you said was perfect was he started to get hot. So now you brought up your value.
Yeah.
So now I can get rid of you now and then wait.
Exactly.
Now you go down because you go back on the slump.
Yeah, wait until the end of the season to get rid of him. So you got to get rid of him while the value is high. Same thing meant Rosario, because he wasn't doing too bad offensively. He might not have been the best defender, and I didn't realize statistically that he wasn't the best until I was reading it a little bit and they kind of broke it down. But there was a couple different things, and you got to play the youth. And right now, you don't have, what's his name again? I forgot just that quick. It's not Gio, is it? The new shortstop.
Yeah, is Gino?
No, Gabriel Arias, excuse me. Yes. And then they have these people on rock bottom contracts as well, because Josh Naylor is only making $3,350,000 this year. Yeah. So, you go ahead and get rid of him, go ahead and get rid of, Aman Rosario. He wasn't making anything at all either. So, these are money moves as well.
Yeah, but you don't need to make the money. I mean, your money cap is very low. We got the best cap in the game right now. We can make moves. You just choose not to. Choose not to spend.
Mike said, "Man, you feel me? I heard that Brandy Vision all day."
Freddie, Mike, I'm gonna put all the. Hey, look, Mike, I'm gonna be the best wingman I can possibly be. I got you, Mikey. I'm telling you, best wingman right here, man.
He said Dylan DeLucia is going to be a star soon, though I can't wait for him to come up. So is that somebody in the Cubbies, farm system? We hate them. And I tried to explain to Mike yesterday, that Cleveland didn't have a problem with the Cubs until 2016. Yeah, and then he like, wah, it's all your fault. I'm like, okay, that's fair. But I think America was torn in that World Series of who they wanted to win. They had never, So I think, that the country was really torn. They might have been rooting for Chicago just a little bit over Cleveland. But, you had two fan bases who were absolutely torn. So I think that tugged at the hearts of everybody's,
I think everybody was watching. Everybody rooting for the Cubs and watch Back to the Future.
I think he wants us to talk Browns. We're going to be talking Browns in a second. We're going to break.
I got you.
Okay. All right. We're going to go ahead and take a break anyway, because that's what we need to do. So we're going to be right back. You're listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU at 95.9 FM. We'll be right back.
It's going to be done by 55. 55.
Oh, 55?
Your mic's off at 55. You got to have it set up.
Okay.
Because there's no one going to 6
now. Okay. All right, that's fine.
Yes, come on. QB.
I've been so busy with work.
That's good. They need you to work in the city too. That's right. That's right. They need help. They need your help.
Too many things been going on. One of my bosses, a good friend of mine, he passed away. Unexpected.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's a new one? A new thing?
No.
Oh.
I already told you about it. Yeah, unexpected is about me trying to fill that position. Do I want to take it? I'm going to put everybody. I really don't want to work first shift. I hate working first shift.
No.
You working first shift?
I hate working first shift. So now they want to,
now you do what you do.
I do what I want to do.
You still get some sleep.
Just get your bitch what you need to get done. Go to sleep.
You gotta get your Z's, so you ain't tired. You already tired.
And then first shift with you, it's too many heads. You never did your job. Trying to tell you how to do your job.
So don't take it.
Yeah, but it's
a lot of money. That's what it is. Oh, you gotta go for the money.
$100,000 a year.
Oh, you gotta go for the money for computers there. Then it's fun, isn't it?
Well, they give me freedom to do everything I want to do. They give me freedom to coach again. They give me freedom to do everything. We got 5 minutes.
6 minutes. All right, welcome back to Her and the Huddle on WOVU and 95.9 FM. This is your girl, Rachel Hill, the First Lady of Sports. I'm here with Brandy Fairfax, and I'm here with Eddie Scott. He's back with us. So excited to have him back and back with Brandy again. So you guys, let's go ahead and we'll sidebar Guardians right now, but we got to get some NFL news in. So we got about 9 minutes left. So training camp has started. They were in West Virginia for the start of training camp. Now the training camp is back. Training camp is back here in the city of Cleveland and out in Berea. And in 2 days, we have the Hall of Fame game.
Yeah.
To start off to get, stuff gets ramped up after this Hall of Fame game. But you guys, how do you feel? Like, football is right here, Brandy. How are you feeling? Things are about to change soon.
I'm excited. I'm ready for football season. I feel like it came so quick, though, because we're already about to have the Hall of Fame game. And then in a few more days after that, it's preseason week 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm with you, Brandy. I'm so excited about football, man. Oh, my goodness. It's like the world moves so slow. Football's not around. I'm so happy for football to be back. No, you don't understand. I know Rachel's first love is baseball, but mine is football, and I can't wait for it to come back.
I love all the sports, but I don't look at it as a lull when baseball is going on.
It's a low.
No, it's not.
It's a low.
Well, it's kind of hard making people excited about baseball because, you're trying to do something that Major League Baseball should have did, and that's make people excited about baseball. So you're trying to make people excited about something that, they don't really – baseball does a terrible job at marketing itself, marketing its stars, and marketing the game. Yeah. So, it's just so hard to get something going when baseball hasn't did its job about marketing its sports. Not grasping onto the internet as quickly, doing stuff with social media and stuff like that, because a lot of people that they market into are dying.
Old as ever. They want to market to the old folks.
Yeah.
Like, old folks ain't excited. Like what exciting baseball is? Japanese baseball. That's exciting.
You said Tampanese baseball?
No, I said Japanese. I was in Japan.
Oh, it's the number one sport in Japan, which I didn't know.
Their baseball is fun to watch. I will watch their baseball. I don't care who. I don't even understand what they're saying.
Yeah.
But man, they let them taunt. They let them flip the bat. They do everything, and it's like, yo, I like that. Mm-hmm. Where in America, you flip a bat, that's like, that's disrespectful. Like, dude, you straight out the picture, that's disrespectful. Like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Like, can I not talk crap on this? Like, wait, I don't do this. Like, and what it is, another thing that makes baseball like so not exciting is like, baseball was exciting when you had the Sammy Sosas, the Barry Bonds, the Mark McGuire's all going at each other, like, so who's going to be the number one hitter? That was like, I don't care where you were, what division you were in, where you were sitting at, you were excited to watch it. Like, oh, Barry Bonds playing tonight. Let me see what he's gonna do tonight. Oh, Sammy Sosa playing tonight. Let me see what he's gonna do tonight. Mm-hmm. You don't have that right now, and it sucks. You don't have it. Mm-hmm. Like that's when baseball grossed the most money. Was when that time was
when they was doing drugs.
All right, let them do it. Let them do the drugs. Hey, it brought your money in. Hey,
now it's a clean game and nobody want to watch it.
Nobody want to watch it. It's boring. Hey, bring back the drugs. Steroids it up, baby. Let them use them. It ain't hurt nobody. You have no proof Barry Bonds did it. He just got big out of nowhere. That's all it is.
Yeah, there's no proof.
There's no proof.
He never tested positive on any drug test or anything like that.
Skinny dude too.
The cream and the clear. Yeah. He never tested positive. Same with Mark McGuire. So,
both of them were skinny at one point in time, and all of a sudden they became incredible Hulk strong. Like, let's go.
Like you said, that summer, Brandy, you're a little bit younger than us, but that summer, you were getting in front of the TV to see the highlights on ESPN because you didn't have it on the internet like that. Right. So you were trying to see, who did what that day, going neck and neck.
Listen, I mean, you had three great baseball players going back to neck or home runs. It was exciting to see.
Yeah, it was amazing to watch, and you definitely don't have anything like that in baseball nowadays. But you needed the drugs to do that. Now we're a clean game, so now the ball is coming around a little bit. Now that they juice the ball and stuff like that, you're getting a whole bunch of home runs. But nothing will ever be the same as that summer of '98. And 30 for 30 is on that as well too. So, but we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. You've been listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU and 95.9 FM. We are out of here.
Peace.
Bye, Brandy.
Bye, guys.
All right, see ya.
See ya.